Hello and welcome to True Tempo. It's been 2 weeks. I was pretty sick last week, along with other members of the family, so there was not the time for or energy for recording. But I'm doing better, and we just the last time I played, I was playing Dimir on video, and since then I've been tinkering with different versions of Dimir um, and that has been fine, but without. I mean, I've come to the conclusion, which is a bit boring, but that the best Demir version is the Tamio Nethergoyf version, which is just very solid. The one that people like Ocean Soul play and do well with pretty often in challenges, etc. And I think if I had an important paper tournament tomorrow, I would play that deck. But I think like what motivates me is to find um, good versions of builds that I find enjoyable to play. I find Izzet a bit more enjoyable to play than Dimir, so I'm always more keen to tweak Izzet. Um, and I'm optimistic about that to some extent. Um, so so in front of us we have some Izzet stuff. We just had a showcase, and we had two Izzet decks in the top eight, and notably one um, one deck with the four flow state and I think three cutter and the Boomerang Basics Storm Chaser's Talent build. So very close to what we're looking at. I didn't copy their list because I didn't like. I feel more like focusing on cutter than flow state, for instance. Um, I think they played 3 days and not the Force of Negation, but otherwise it's going to be quite similar. They only played the sideboard was very different. Um, they didn't face any Demir in the showcase I saw. They had a matchup spread with a lot of blue decks like Affinity and some Energy, Jeskai, etc. But no Baraglyphs and no Bowmasters. So that is the tough matchup. But I feel like so I just want to keep that in mind when like one result is doesn't mean that the perfect list has been found. It's just a good indication maybe of ways to build a deck. Like the big choice of their list was to not play any Murktides, and I can definitely see that if you want to play Flow State. I think um, you could also just play Murktide instead of Flow State in this deck, and I'm not sure which is better. Really, I think that just being aggressive is good. Um, and I might try that later this week, a build without flow states. But now, because of this showcase result, I want to try something similar to what they did. Um, and something I also want to try, which I haven't actually done yet, but thought about a lot, is playing a mountain, which you can't do in every Izzet build. Far from that, but like you need a high number of spells that you can cast off of that mountain. And here we have 8 plus 7, which is, I think, enough. If you play more Daze, more Murktide, then that mountain becomes really bad or risky. But like similar to the Demir setup with two basics, I think we can do it in Izzet. I hope so, because I think a lot of games come down to shaky mana bases. And having those two basics, I feel is going to be good. I'm curious to try. And so in the sideboard, I feel like the four consigns are just very good. The Tron deck is probably the best deck in the metagame right now. It's quite like unique consign for their Ugin turn. They get to Ugin pretty easily, and with the trigger, you like that can easily flip the game to their advantage if you don't have a consign. It also counters Oops all spells. Oops were in the new Oops was in the top 8 of the showcase with the 4 Lively Dirge. So that's a card that searches out Balustrade Spy, which makes it a trigger that you can counter with Consign. So I mean that and many other applications for Consign to Memory. It's good against Doomsday, of course. Maybe not 4 copies, but at least some. And then, yeah, the gotcha is, if you follow my channel, you know I like this a lot against Energy and Bowmasters, alongside the Core Steel Cutter. And yeah, it gives me a small setup for different fair decks. For the Affinity style decks, Meltdown. It just disappeared. Sorry. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna try. And if I face a lot of Demir, it's gonna be tough. But Cutter, I think, is the way to build, like the way you want to focus if you want to be good in the different fair matchups. And yeah, it's not always going to work, but it's the biggest, like the strongest threat we can present. Against combo, it's not very good, but we have, yeah, it's not awesome, but like having some Murktides would be better against combo, but I think we can get there a good portion of the time. But yeah, let's play some games. All right, the last time my opponent had a result, it was with Jeskai Control, but they have plenty of other decks in the arsenal. I'm gonna keep. It's a fine hand. And by the way, if you use Patreon, you can. Okay, that is something that happens. You can join my Patreon for free and access everything. And if you like this, the things you can read there, like the Tempo textbook, Izzet Prowess primer, and other articles, then you're of course more than welcome to pay something. So I can have some kind of recompensation. But if not, it's totally fine. So let's think about Swamp, Thoughtseize, taking Force of Negation. That smells like combo. It doesn't smell like I should be thinking about my mana base at all. Probably smells like I'm dead. But let's get this channeler going. Yeah, in the beginning when I started my Patreon, I made like fixed paid tiers, like most people do. Okay, they just do that. Okay. Let's. I don't want to just. I hope I can get a good flow state next turn. So I'm gonna play like this. What I was saying is that yeah, I just prefer the model of everything is free, and if you have the means and if you like what you read, then you're welcome to pay. But otherwise, no problem. And I'm talking. I didn't notice that now I have force negation flow state, so I could have flow stated instead of doing this. Probably would have been better. Okay, well now I can. If I'm not dead, I'm not dead. I can Wasteland and flow state, so that is probably better overall. Oh yeah, I cut the surveil land for the mountain, by the way. I forgot about that. Okay, that's a good one. I'm gonna waste first because don't want them to get that back. This is some kind of storm deck. And I'm hoping that I can find a blue card and like 2 blue cards basically, but a Daze and a Force Fodder. No. And just get the beats going. Okay, I'm taking the Brainstorm and I guess the Wasteland. Okay, I'm not very good at talking about different things and playing, so I'm gonna just play now and talk about the game. I hope. Okay, nice Wasteland there. Well, how much damage is that if I cut her Brainstorm? That is 3, 6, 8. This ticking up once is not that much, but another way of putting that is that I can just do that next turn. So just gonna waste now, take a mana from them, and threaten lethal next turn. If they just pass. I'm just gonna fetch in response. Okay, good one. That was, they made it pretty easy on us. I could play a bit sloppily as I was talking and still get there. Let's tighten up. Meltdown is nice to have in a matchup like this. And actually all of these, like Fork and Science is a lot, might be too much, but it's a blue card and it protects against the Saga and the Tendrils, of course. The Saga going to 2. I'm assuming I don't need that. I can cut Bauble. I can cut 2 cutters. Yeah. Boomerang Basics is, I mean, it's a blue card. It's also kind of an out to a big Saga token. Maybe they play a Baraggoyf or something. I like having it around. Yeah, so cutting the Surveil land is a risk, but like a risk, it's a cost. It's a cost that might not be correct, like paying that cost. Maybe cutting fetch would be better, but I like the idea of having efficient hands, like unloading. I feel like that's the role of Izzet, has to be the role. If Izzet has a spot in the top tier of the metagame. So, they mulligan, we have... I mean, it's good against discard. I have a Wasteland. They mulligan, so I don't think they're gonna kill me right away. I'm gonna keep. I think they're gonna discard me. Or say go. Nice one. Let's bubble ourselves. Meltdown. Don't think I want that. I have a Wasteland, and I think they're gonna dump a lot of artifacts when they haven't done it yet. Okay, red, they might be playing Hexing Squelcher. I might be in trouble because I got all my bolts. Okay. Now, I could Wasteland here because Squelcher is a threat. And then I think it's likely that Saga will just not make creatures. Then I can consign its searching out. Searching LED. I think that's fine. Playing like that. See if they play an Ancient Tomb and kill me quickly. Like, it's a small risk, but like having that red mana around is also a bit of a risk. Reducing their lands is nice. Okay. I think I have so many brainstorms. I'm gonna see if I can find a 1-drop here. Okay, I could. Do I want the Cutter? I think Cutter is better than a third fetch or third land. Okay, they think they're gonna shuffle. So now, yeah, that's nice. We need just a bunch of counter spells, and we can put on the pressure. Hexing Squelcher, yeah. Yeah. So now I'm dead. Okay. Yeah, I underestimated. And now because I've tapped out of Consign, because Consign beats Squelcher in the sense if they go for tendrils straight up. Ad nauseam. Okay, well, tell me there's a chance. They're at 1. They're dead. There was a chance indeed. That was quick. Okay. I'm getting easy round 1 here. Let's take one more. My opponent played StifleNought the last time, but they also like Demure Tempo, it looks like. I'm gonna keep. Let's see what happens. Okay, could be anything. Should try and find my basics, I think. Regardless of like they seem to be a Wasteland enjoyer. Sorry. So I'm just gonna go Island here. I think I'm gonna save my bauble even. Is that crazy? Yeah, it's crazy. I wanna hit my lands. Mana, blue mana producing lands. Samuel, okay. Okay, so they have Ophelia coming up. Okay, decent. They could have Stifle. They could have Stifle. Let's see what they are trying. So I think they have Philia or Stifle. If they have Philia, I want to Bolt. And I don't really want to get Dazed, but I'm gonna fetch now. It's tough. Like we know they have Tamio, they didn't play, so it's only a question of Stifle or I could also, it's kind of crazy, just pass the turn, because then if they have both, my fetch is, yeah, I'm gonna do that. If they have both, that's the best scenario. And otherwise, I can force them to use their blue mana on their turn. Ah, okay, another creature which enters. And I can wait. I kind of want them to play a Dreadnought and then a Bolt in response. Yeah, and having the Force I think is very good. Because of course they're gonna fight. Force pitch Tamio. I'm gonna force pitch Brainstorm. And you know, if they have a Stifle for the Dreadnought, I can bounce it still. But if it just dies now, if we're doing awesome, that's clear. And okay, sweet. Now they play Tamio. Ending. Okay. All right. One card left. Let's ponder. I would like a Chandler here or something. Another Wasteland. Don't hate the Bolt. I guess this is okay-ish. I'm gonna draw like this. And the Karagas can wait. I'm gonna take the double blue. Yeah, they really lost some cards. Force and just Dreadnought in the bin. Flow state. And it's on. Like my cards are pretty bad. I think I should just do like this. So they don't like draw into gas basically too fast. Maybe I should take the Caracas. Probably should. Is double blue, how good is double blue versus like Temio getting protected? I think I should play like this. They could be playing Murktide, but could also not be playing Murktide. It doesn't really look like a obvious Murktide deck. Feels pretty good to have my basics. All right. And a Chandler, that's awesome. Threatens a kill next turn. Sorry. Yep. They have one card. I think it's not a relevant one. I'm just gonna bold here. No stress. And I don't need that. Just need gas. Yep. That is cool. Wasteland for sure. Take them off. Stifle, okay. Yeah, that was lazy. The timing. Well, it was also kind of to see if they had some trick up their sleeve, but anyways, it's with them at 2. I don't think they have any outs and 0 cards. Yeah, the upkeep Wasteland, well, wouldn't have changed anything. All right, blue-white StifleNought with flow state. Blue-white StifleNought with flow state. Well, Meltdown is these. So is Pyroblast for sure. So is Consign. So is Consign. What do I not want? Daze. Having the Boomerang for the Dreadnought is pretty sweet. But do I need to be careful with like having some forces in? We haven't seen the Null Drifter, but consign is the bee's knees against that. I think I'm gonna just go without force. I think that's okay. Yeah. This is basically like we're playing a kind of fair control game most of the time. But they can, of course, Volcanic Island, have some really good turns with Dress Down and several Dreadnoughts, stuff like that. This indicates that they kept a one-lander and they didn't shuffle, so they found what they needed. Do I want to get my basics on? Just get a mountain here? I think I do. Like, my hand is so red, right? It's really different. Okay. I can wait with the fetching. I'm just gonna play Volcanic, and so they don't have a good stifle turn. Do I want that? Yeah. And Pyroplasts. I mean, I'd like to counter flow states with Pyroplasts and Tamios. What else might they have? It's dead. Okay. And a ponder. So now at least I can get my basics, play my cutter. I think that's gonna be worth it. Like Pyroblasts up on flow state is the risk that I run. That I can't counter flow state. Of course they can Daze as well. They have 4 cards. If I play cutter now, then what's my next turn? Well, depends on. Plus they can just ending it. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fetch an island and say go. Is that crazy? I don't think it's crazy. I don't think it's crazy, but it's tough. Okay. What are they holding? I think I'm still gonna wait, and then I'm gonna maybe fetch end of their turn. Because I don't have any good, like, yeah, that happens. That's a good one. I can bounce it with Boomerang. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Then I have Cutter. Cutter bounce, and then I have Flow State next turn. Okay, that Wasteland might prove troublesome. Let's see. Just a Ponder. One card left. I'm gonna counter it. Use my cards. I can't just sit around all day. Okay, it's not. Well, who knows? Might have some text later. Yeah, a lot of, like, they can hardcast this as well. Now they can't. If they draw a land, I mean. That Wasteland timing is... Okay, well, I'm gonna pay and just live with that, I guess. Just take some damage. Okay. Take some damage and hopefully start... Like, maybe I'm just gonna melt down for nothing. Just to get a creature. That's a good one. It's a very good one. I'm gonna lead on the bounce. So now I just need to... Okay, Cutter, Ponder is these. If I don't get wasted. Yeah, let's just go with... Oh, sorry. Undo, this is not Ponder. Jesus. Can I not undo that? Can I click it? Yes. Thank you. Ponder, Cutter. So, like, I have like Meltdown if they have the Dreadnought off the top, so that's cool. They have one card and St. Catherine. Okay. Temio. Temio's okay. Like, I'm giving a lot of damage here. I think I'm just gonna kind of ignore Temio. Huh. Well, nice. That's perfect. Exactly what I want. Bold and basics. So they are pretty toast, I think. No matter, unless they have a sweeper, they can play a sweeper. They might draw a Daze. The white sweepers, like Wrath of the Skies and Temporary Lockdown, they're really one of the nemesis, the secret public enemies of this deck. Okay, so I think that's what they need. They found the land. Boomerang Basics is very nice when you're on the board. I can lead this. Well, the basics felt nice. I mean, maybe they didn't matter much, but it feels like the cards that I draw are playable from the two basics, and it ensures that you're drawing live, that you don't get wasted out of like your 2 drops or something. So far so good. Let's take another one. Round 3, I didn't see any. I couldn't find any decks on Goldfish for my opponent. I have a land, and I'm gonna keep Bubble with the land. Nice. And Force Negation. They mulligan to 5, so that makes me happy to have Force, I think. Makes me scared and happy to have Force. But it's just a forest. What does a forest mean? Maybe lands, Cradle Control. They both play a Wasteland. Okay. So that ensures me. I really want to know what they play. Castex command. It's Cloudpost. Okay. Green Cloudpost. So there are. Huh. Okay. So I don't have a Surveil land in the deck. Hurting me, I guess, a bit now. But these double brainstorms, I'm gonna fire one off right now. They're representing crop rotation. They have a Castex command. Okay. Think Castex command is pretty good against like my 1-drops, my tokens. I mean, it looks like this bolt is maybe the worst thing. So that I can go 1-drop, and cutter activate, ideally. Chandler first, so I get a Seville trigger, of course. In the bin, I'm looking for Wastelands and Forces. A sorcerer in the bin would be nice. They pass the turn with the castle leg up. Okay, well, I'm gonna attack with Cutter. Do I play the land? Yeah. And they can shoot my Chandler if they want to. Maybe they're afraid of Daze. They're gonna have at least 5 mana next turn. I think I need to find more fossil wheels. Ponder is a good one to have in the bin, so I guess I'm just gonna do that. And hope to find with Bubble, something nice. So I can force pitch Brainstorm and hopefully flow state into force, maybe Wasteland. Daze is maybe okay, at least it's a blue card. Might be nothing much. But now I can also brainstorm into the Daze if they pull the trigger now, which is definitely good. Ulamak, okay. So they could have Spirit Guides, but that's a risk I'm willing to run with regards to my Daze here. Maybe they just go for a token. Okay, well, not ideal. Gonna put the land on top so I can get rid of it. Do they have the Spirit Guide? No. Okay. That's a lot of damage. But if I have to force now, I only have a bolt coming up. I can bolt in the upkeep to fix my draw. So there is that. Well, let's see. Maybe I actually have enough. I should have enough here. Crop rotation. What they go for? Tabernacle. I'm gonna counter. If they have the One Ring, I feel like I have a decent shot of winning that game still. Boomerang Basics. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, that's perfect. The force. Planar Nexus. 3, 6, 7 mana. And let's counter that one. Yeah, this force might have been necessary. Which is pretty crazy. They are dead, right? Well, technically they're not dead. Okay. And that can block. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, close game. They mulligan to 5 and still, and I had a really good setup, but still, they almost got there. That is impressive and scary. But I have a lot of good cards in the sideboard. So these are good. Oh. And I think they play some green cats that I should be afraid of, like some green creatures, potentially. Does Meltdown have enough text? I think it does, but I'm not sure. Price is for sure. Good. I think that if they play creatures, they're out of bold range. I have my Boomerang Basics. I think I can shave a bit here. They're not shooting my creatures that much. Daze is not very reliable. I have consigns. I think this is these. And then, yeah, let's see what they bring post board. Meltdown might be bad, but I feel like they have Needle or Disruptive Flute, which might be clutch to get rid of. That's a fine one. I do need a force, but maybe consign will be good enough. Yeah. Wasteland is off. And if I don't draw land, I'm gonna ponder for land and then Boomerang Basics probably. Let's see what kind of mana they produce. I would really like to hold up Consign. Okay, nice one. And I want the land. I also want the force. I am just gonna do like this attack, and if nothing happens, just draw the force, I think. Flute, well, they're gonna say consign because I'm holding up consign. And if not, they're gonna say force. So might as well get it over with. Counting this one. I can flow state. It's kind of risky, slightly risky. I think I want to brainstorm. I have plenty of cards. I want to see cards, but theoretically be able to like find consign and play it. If I find lands, that is awesome. Okay. That is good. I don't need that many Boomerang Basics. I guess I don't need Cutter. Is that real? Is that true? Huh. Could also just... 2 guards. I'm going to go to 6. Maybe I'm just going to flow state this turn, actually. And then have Cutter next turn. And Boomerang Basics as kind of a backup. Okay, so Wasteland does nothing. Chandler land it is. Not very interesting. They're getting into Ugin territory if they play that, which is scary. Wondering. I think I'm gonna play Chandler flow states. I could Cutter, but then I can't find consign. That is not cool. Okay, now doesn't change anything. I can bobble first, up the quality. And I can look as well. Don't want a Cutter. Gonna get a mountain here just if, in case they play choke. Who knows? So much selection, it's really sweet. And I have a draw coming up. It's not a counterspell. Okay, perfect. Let's get consign and force of negation. And if I draw a blue card, then it's... well, that would be nice. Crop rotation. I mean, I can't do anything about it, but what do they find? I have Ugin? Just a Cloudpost, okay. Scary. Yeah, that kills. It's a bit slow. I can't. That's gonna be okay. They just don't force of will. Okay. Yeah. Don't have 2 mana, so I'm just gonna have to counter the big one. That's fine. So X tap, X or less. So that's gonna clear the board. I can Storm Chases and get back a Consign, which is not bad. Now I just have to make them pop this before I like overcommit. Are you gonna do it now? Sweet. And a Karn. Oh, Consign is so good. Do they have something? Do they have... Nope. Like if they had a Trinisphere first, they would have gotten me. Now. Well, that's cool because drawing the bauble allows me to hold up force. That is very sweet. And I could check. I'm gonna see if I'm drawing a blue card. And if I want to play the Chandler, no, I'll just equip next turn. Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, I'm happy I can force that one. I'm sad that they shoot my friends. Yeah, we're not in the clear yet, far from it. Passive progress within the game, almost. Ah, that is an awesome draw. That is indeed an awesome draw. Well, looking good, looking good. They only have colorless mana, so, well, scratch that. Gonna wait with my brainstorm. If something goes really wrong, I'm hoping to find price of progress with that. Something's being tapped. Crop rotation for what? What do they find here? Bajugabog? Jugabog, is that it? Mesavith? Mesavith would be a problem. I'm gonna counter. I think it opens up to like green spells or what a yeah, something I can't beat with just counter spells. And okay, we got there. Sweet. So far so good. Let's take a fourth round. All right, awesome. I'm playing against Ocean Soul that I think I mentioned in the intro. So a good player, one of the best on one of the tough matchups, so that's sweet. I'm on the play. I have a fine hand. And I'm gonna fetch. But the next one I'm probably gonna get an island. I'm gonna get the Chandler going first. And this is a rematch in a sense. We played in not so long ago, and I lost. So okay, they changed it up. They're playing the showcase deck, I think. So it's basically a mirror. It's nice. All right, well. I have to figure out what my bolt is doing. And when it's doing it, it's gonna lead on Island, Storm Chaser's talent. Okay. Think I'm gonna hold. Wait with my bolt. Get a bigger token here. And yeah, maybe get a Chandler with the bolt instead. Sure. And if they don't waste me, maybe I have the lands to tick up here. They shuffle, and maybe they found that volcanic. Maybe they had it already. And they have a bolt. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to play into Daze because there's no reason. Yeah, well, I get a trigger, but I have so much mana Okay, that is awesome. Let's lead on that. Okay. Now, am I playing into Daze? Now, am I playing into Daze? I think that would be a mistake. This one is maybe the most important one. Yeah. I'm not gonna play into Daze. And I'm gonna lead on this one. So if they have bolts, they might spend it on the tokens. Yeah, I think I want to save this bolt for Chandler. Okay. That works. Okay, and that's it. I feel like it's fine. So they have, okay, that is an awesome Wasteland, I think. Now I'm gonna be aggressive with the bolt. I don't have much more, but I feel like they have to cantrip to get anywhere. Okay, it's pretty good. If they hit the land, if they don't, it's so-so. Okay, they didn't hit the land, and they concede. Bit early, but they don't know that I don't have anything. They know I have this card, so getting Boomerang Basics, I'm definitely advantaged there. So this is interesting. Against this deck, a sweeper can actually be very good because you typically use your spells on your turn, and then the tokens of different sorts, they're really weak on the opponent's turn. And on the other hand, on my turn, I want to make my tokens bigger, and I can use Pyroclasm to do that. So I don't think they're playing Murktide. I mean, Gutshot is actually a card, but this is really about Cory Steel Cutter, Pyroblast on the talent in response to Boomerang Basics, and on Flow State. Those are clutch plays. Don't think I want. I think maybe Force on the draw in some number is okay. I think just Heat for Chandler is okay. Maybe I'm gonna cut it all. Am I gonna play a Gutshot? Am I gonna play a gut shot? I think so. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Gut shot on an early Chandler is sweet. Otherwise, it's cutter activations. One land. One land. I'm gonna keep. Okay, that's sweet. So I can play Island instead. And bounce. Yep. The mirror. That's not the first time, but it's close. Ah, also mountain. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Parablast on the talent is tough. I think I'm gonna brainstorm first. And I wouldn't hate a Wasteland, actually. A Daze. Okay. It's fine. Okay, they have a bolt. Now let's draw some lands. But don't draw lands. I think they have a Pyroblast, and I think I lose the game at that spot. Well, let's see. Yeah. Okay, I can still hope that Pyroclasm gonna attack off of the trade. They won't take it, of course. Hope that Pyroclasm gives me a kind of 2-for-1. On the play, I'm gonna bring back my 2 Dazes. Okay. So if I have a fetch for mountain here, might well, still time. See if that works. It worked. Okay. So maybe we have some breathing air, breathing room. Let's see what they do with the ponder. They like it. And the channeler. Okay. I mean, am I saving the bubble? No, I just have to draw lands. Yeah, I'm not winning this game. I'm definitely not winning this game. I still don't have Delirium, which is crazy. Well, I can flow state, so let's do that. Bolts. I think yeah, because they're gonna waste here. So at least with the Wasteland, I can keep playing some spells, some flow states. I'm not trading. I want to block the Chandler I don't want to trade 1-for-1 or 2-for-1 even. They can do this and bounce. Stone Chases class. What is it? 1 or 2? 2. Yep. Okay, I have no red mana. It's flow state, but okay, this is gonna get wasted. But such is life. Okay. That was, I mean, for being so much in behind, it almost felt like I had a chance still. But I guess they were not finding that much gas. Well, just not getting Delirium, basically. So Daze. And I'm gonna cut the gut shot, which is just a bit more unsure. And I think on the play, I can do it like this. Is that true? Yeah. I don't want to be flooded in pyroclasms. I'm the aggressor on the play, usually. But that might be wrong. Pyroclasm might be better. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. I'm just gonna go island to not lose my kind of velocity of playing spells. My cantrips that boost my token. And I don't need anything so fast, so I think it's okay waiting, hopefully finding a cutter. Okay. Let's ponder. Don't mind if I'm happy if I get dazed. Okay, so I'm happy. And then I am gonna just check what I have here. Cutter, okay. Well, that's great for next turn. I'm gonna fetch my mountain right away. Okay, they are holding back. Maybe they have Hydroblasts. Or just a Pyroblast, which is more likely. Ponder, okay, let's swing in. So if they don't find their own Cutter or Hydroblast, then I'm of course really advantaged. They fetch, I guess they have the Surveil Land, no. It's, we're still in attacks here. Brainstorm. Alright, they want to trade. In that case, I'm gonna brainstorm and trample over. Okay, awesome. Let's let's just put it like this. Yeah, it's so tough playing from behind against Cutter. Almost impossible. Let's start on this. I think they're gonna Pyroblast that. And I want my Brainstorm to resolve. But it's also okay if it doesn't resolve. Yeah, they GG's. Nice one. Alright. How many rounds was that? That was 4. Okay, let's try and get the trophy. Alright, I'm on the die roll. My opponent likes to play Cradle Control, and that's a mulligan. And that's a bad keep. They play Wastelands, Cradle Control. Cutter is good against them, so maybe if they have a not too fast hand, I'm gonna keep. And I'm gonna bin a flow state, I think. It's just gonna be too many 2-drops. And Cutter is the one that kills them. So just drop a bobble and some cantrips and some bolts. Cradle Control is not an easy matchup, but Cutter is decent. It's a day where I have the afternoon for myself, a holiday, and family is out, so it's nice to be able to play a league in one run. It's very rare. Usually find the time for a game here and there. Very often with the baby alarm, because my son is napping or sleeping at night in the evening. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a sec. And they're back. So yeah, drawing a bubble would be much appreciated. Getting something out of this Daze is gonna be pretty crucial as well. No surveillance. Okay, nice. I mean, that's could set me up for a good turn next turn. Don't want to let them be able to waste me off of red. I have to get a volcanic. And yeah, let's see. Bold is a good draw for sure. Wasteland is also good. Ugh. Ow, ow, ow. How do I play? I think I'm gonna Daze. So I have 2 mana next turn. Okay. So think I'm gonna go Talent Bolt on Cub, so they don't have a bunch of mana. It's just gonna go crazy. Otherwise, it opens up the door for me drawing lands and just keeping up like that. Keeping up with the double Wasteland. That is going to be very tough to beat with this current set of cards. Cradle, oof. All right, we don't see that a lot. Okay, I can concede. This is never gonna work. That is for sure. Never, ever, ever. So we have a few good sideboard cards for sure. And we have some basics that are gonna be valuable, hopefully. Daze. I'm gonna have faith in Daze, I think. Well, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, I'm gonna have faith in Daze. Right? Yeah. It's not awesome against them. Neither is Force. On the draw, I'm gonna play Forces. Alright, that's a good one. It's a very, very good one. Talent, and then Cutter Gutshot of Basics. It's perfect. Sorry. Yeah, just like we drew it up. And then next turn, well, let's see. Probably brainstorming first. So I have a high chance of double spelling. Yep, it's not very good. Awesome. Yeah, this is this is impossible for them. It feels like can also waste them. Hmm. I will waste, and I will maybe flow state bubble next turn. All right. Yeah, cutter with a cheap spell that takes away the creature. Yeah, it's so good. Let's see if we can draw that setup in game 3 as well. Yep. Let's see. I'm just gonna flow state. For a Wasteland. All right. So, on the draw, few changes. Don't play Daze. And the question is if we want all forces. I feel like force might be necessary to keep up on the draw. Maybe a card like Ponder can be cut. And maybe it should be Stormchaser's Talent instead, but I think I'm gonna try this. Just so I don't, like, I wanna get Cutter on board, and Force. Flow State is my way of winning the grindy games where I shoot the creatures a lot. But otherwise, like the tempo of Force and Cutter, I think is my best solution. Pyroclasm, Cutter, yeah, okay. Just need some lands. Just need some lands. Great. So how do we play this? I think I just hope to get a 2-for-1 with the first Clasm. If I shoot this one, then the white is bigger. That's great. That's kind of 2-for-1 already. And it's a 3-for-1. Do they have a Cradle? No. Wow. Very good. I don't mind drawing lands. I'm just gonna pass or take my turn. They can still follow up with a big white or something. Sweet. I'm thinking, do I actually bobble just to go deeper? I think I do. Is that crazy? Yeah, it's crazy. Patience, young Skywalker. Cutter bobble is just a fine baseline. And if I draw lands, okay, fine. Okay. Then Cutter bobble it is. This game is far from over because they have some awesome high-end, top-end. But if I can get double cutter going, I can go very wide for sure. Would love to draw that third land. Even Force of Will might be a bit late because I think they're gonna get on the board now. Decay, okay. That works. I mean, don't mind that at all. So they don't have gas. Is that really true? What if I Chandler Ponder? Looking for lands. And a Force of Will, maybe? That's a land. So the bounce is sweet. Let's just get that land. And have Delirium once I fetch and bolt. Think I'm gonna shoot this. If they play natural order, it makes a difference, and just get the damage in. Seems good. I'm gonna bin that. It's not really what I'm looking for. Like stuff like heat and force is a bit higher in my pick order here. Two cards left, and I have some decent aggression, like just cut up bounce. It's already good. Yep. Finally, they found some of the big guys. That's awesome. Feel like that seals the deal almost. That is awesome as well. Yeah, deck felt good. We didn't face Demir. I'm talking as if it's over. Of course, it's not completely over, but it is, right? Gonna force that. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, and then okay, awesome. Yeah, sweet. That was the mountain felt really good, and yeah, just it felt super efficient and meaningful to have this setup. It's the first time I play mountain. It's like Ocean Soul he did as well, but it's not. Yeah, it's just, you can't really do it with Murktide, and if you play a lot of Daze, it's not so strong. But yeah, nice. Felt like a good configuration. So maybe I had kind of lost faith in Izzet, but that this is a good league for regaining some of that faith for sure. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.